Hello.
Hi, hello, very good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Santosh. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, everyone.
Balraj, Balraj,
Yes, ಹೇಳಿ. Hello?
ಇದು ಮೋನಿಕಾ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರಾ?
Yeah, fine.
Yes, Deepa, Harshita, Ravikumar, Santosh. What's going on? Deepa, Harshita, Ravi, Santosh.
Yes, sir.
What we discussed? ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅನ್ನತ್ರನ.
Profit and loss account balance sheet.
Okay. What did you understand? What did you understand with that?
After journal entry in like preparing in the ledger paper in the trial balance and trial balance paper in the balance sheet. But in SAP point of view, some journal and automatically post in 99%, 1% post in manually.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
This is what I required. Okay, please, your participants is very much important than what I teach. Always remember that. What we teach is a guidance. What you get and what you answer is actually your workness. That means
Yeah.
that is what you are going to carry. Okay. Always remember that you have to be. That means you should have that clarity before we attend the class or something. Just have this the beginning one. So just get a refreshment saying that okay. One sec. I just joined from this also. Yeah. Yeah. So when we hello, make me host. Another Anand. You just make me another Anand host. Oh, me only host, right? I don't make. See, always remember that. Just you don't need to put your 100% or something. Every all of these. Just get the clarity. What we have discussed and why we did. Like inside, more than that, why did we discuss? That's important. Why did we discuss? What's the purpose behind all this? That clarity should be there. So if you have some basic questions also, you can ask me now. Definitely I'll answer and I'll move. You don't need to that pile up the things saying that okay, let me think again, let me discuss again. Don't do that. Any basic clarity? Arshita, Deepa, Ravi, Santosh. Basic or any level of questions, please go ahead. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So that's what we had in discussion saying that just we are trying to understand the moment. That's it. There is no big things we are dealing here. What we learned and what we had to understand. See, the reason again and again and again I'm telling the same thing. We are the doctors that we are understanding how SAP works so that we will give the solutions to the SAP users. When we are a doctor of this finance, then we should have the clarity of how finance works. Then you can understand SAP easily. Okay. So last class we had discussed about this like how the data flows or something like this. So we had discussed about two things. We already know that we got the clarity about like why we required two types of account statements. I can say the statements. That means the balance sheet and the sorry, I was talking actually, but it's just reconnected. I'm sorry for it. So what I was telling is, so P&L account is prepared for a year, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody be in unmute. Everybody please be in unmute. You don't need to be except Bala. Deepa also can give some exception because our son actually makes some noise. But others, please be in. It's for your. So, P&L account statement, which we prepare for a year. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Why we prepare for a year only?
Company financial position.
How can you come to know financial position?
Company expenditure and income position of the.
Yes, position. That means we are going to get an idea the business which we are running, whether it is in profit way or loss, whether we are getting more expenses or more less revenue or something, loss or gain. So to know that whether we are in a proper condition, we just prepare the statement. That's an information. That's it. The statement is just an information, so that makes you understand what exactly the business is going on. Okay, what you can do your best for them, like that. So in that we prepare also balance sheet. The balance sheet, as I mentioned, so the expenses which we cannot add it to P&L account, as we use it more than 1 year, we keep it over there. Like for a simplification, not exactly 100% it works in the same way, but almost 90% I can say. The things which expenses which we treat it, we use it for more than 1 year, we keep it there, and yearly we just reduce the value. I will add it to P&L account as just depreciation. That's what the meaning of depreciation actually. It's not the value, like it's not the the standard definition we read, reducing the value of asset. It's not actually the correct definition. This means we are adding the expenses to the P&L account, how much we use. Clear, na? That's what I'm trying to make you understand. The reason behind balance sheet and P&L account. Got it, right? Deepa, Harshita, Ravi, Santosh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Anand.
Please. So that means, see, here we prepare this. We got to know that why do we prepare these two statements? It's not an account actually. It's a statements. 1 second, please. Yes, sorry. So it's an information statements which we prepare. So whichever we made big investments, we keep it in the balance sheet, and big investment means for a longer term, and the things other expenses we keep it, so that expenses and revenue. So for these two statements, main sources, how that is going to be prepared, that is prepared using this GL account totals. At the year end, what we do? At the year end, what we do? We transfer all the closing balances of GL accounts to P&L account state, whichever the P&L account, which we treat the GLs, which are expenses and revenue, will start transferred to P&L account, which we treat balance sheet items, we transfer it to balance sheet. Ultimately, the P&L account differences will transfer to balance sheet only. That will come to later stage. So that means we are maintaining two types of GL to prepare according to the reports. That's the important thing. We are maintaining two types of GL. These are the sources which will update to this P&L and balance sheet. So how these GLs will get updated? Let us have a simple example. So whenever I do any expenses, just assume, just let me take carry forward this. Just see here, if I prepare, let me take. I'll make this as some stationery expenses here, and this is one conveyance here. Another one is sales here. See what I can do here, right? If I directly enter this, amount, let me take 100 rupees. ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊಡೋದು ಪಾಪ that is hungry. Okay, orange. Holy, holy, go it, have a class. Sorry. So what I was telling here, if I enter 100 rupees, see what's going to happen here. See, if I enter like this, the entries, okay, I do in stationery. Yes, stationery is going to be 100 rupees I spent and 200. So if I enter like this, so at the year end, I'm going to transfer these values to this P&L account statement. All these values will be transferred.
I'll transfer this.
I'll transfer these values to this P&L account directly. So then we get the same result, right? What the profit is or the loss is. This is what we do. Now what I'm trying to tell here, I'm trying to tell what's the necessity of journal entry. Okay, what's the necessity of journal entry? Why do you create journal entry? Then it will pass to. So sales 500. I got 200 profit. So that means ultimately what we do, we are transferring these values to month-end activity. Sorry, year-end activity. We'll transfer all this and we get to this. This is what the balance. This is our journal here. So we are transferring these values to this, and it's going to. I'm talking about P&L. Get it. So then, what's the purpose of journal? Why we create journal entry? That journal entries values will be updated in GL account. Then it will go to P&L. And so, what's the reason behind journal entry? Why do you do that journal entry? Then we push that values to P&L. So, anyone? Sorry, want to tell something? I'm not getting.
Uh, no, Anand, I'm also a little bit confused.
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
debit, which is credit.
Sorry.
Credit.
Yes, please. No,
Uh,
Santosh, I'm not getting your voice.
which is debit or which is credit. So identification needs to prepare the journal.
That is the process. Yes.
Yeah.
We do the double entry system. That's process, debit and credit we have to do. But my question is, why do you want to do that? Why can't we update like this directly? That's my question. Why should I go
Uh,
to the journal? I
Anand,
can come.
uh,
Yes.
sorry, Santosh, please continue.
Yes.
Journal is preparing is a clarification of accounting.
What type of clarification?
Which is expenses, which is debit, which is income, which is purchase, which is sales.
Yes. See, simple. When I do the stationary expenses, I come and update here. I put the date here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I did this and I did this. I get the same clarity, right? Why should I do this debit and credit, whatever you're telling, journal entry posting? Why should I do that?
Anand, to summarize the expenses, if I'm not wrong,
Hmm.
summarize the
Summarize.
data.
Yes, summarize here only good. We get the summarize. You are telling opposite actually. To get the detailed data, not summarized data.
Okay.
See, I can enter one time, two times, three times. If I have 1,000 times in a year, I enter this. Okay. So if I can enter simply, I can enter. That's one thing. There's two main reasons are. Okay, one I tell you. So like we keep on entering like this, I may see 100 line items or 200 line items, 1,000 entries like this. So if I want to know whether I got it from cash or I got it from credit, whether it's paid or not, how do you come to know? So that see stationery, I can buy it on credit also. If you come to the stationery expense debit, I can do like this or I can do like this also. There are many ways like vendor account credit. So this is a credit purchase and this is a debit purchase. Sorry, this is a cash. This is cash and carry. So those details we don't get it if you update this one. See, I'm not coming from the principles or the rules behind accounting. I'm telling why that rules are formed, the reason behind that rules are formed. Cash and carry. This is credit purchase. We pay it later. Do you accept this? So these things, I cannot, if I update these things, I don't get this clarity. If someone is auditing is a mandatory thing for any company. It must be there because without auditing, we cannot control the business because everybody can do anything. If auditing is there, if they catch up for that because of that fear, people will do the things properly. So when auditing comes, if they ask these details with us, so we don't get. So if you see this, okay. So from here, what we do, we transfer these values automatically. It will transfer to this, and where's the cash account is there, it will transfer to cash account, and these totals will be transferred to. So that if I want this, say for example, in P&L account, if I'm seeing 300, okay, I want this 300 breakup. Okay, go and see this GL account. These are the GL account which sent. I want the breakup of the stationery. Go and see this journal. Got the clarity and the narration. Who bought it? What's we do the narration, right? Like why, like being in college days and all we used to write. Right? That is we call narration. We get the details. Vouchers for that. Who approved it? Who raised the purchase request? How it has come? Who is the vendor? What's the quality? What's the inventory? All of things will involve in this. So do you agree with this? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So don't go for technically we have what is the debit and credit that I don't take it today. I will take it in future classes, specifically when we go for material management, uh, material management integration, I tell you what's the purpose behind this double entry system. Okay. Now, what's the meaning of double entry system? Why it has emerged with debit and credit? What's the reason behind it? We discuss on that. So for today, this is enough. The basic accounting is enough. If you know this much in your clarity, the purpose, SAP engine works like this, finance engine works like this. You should have this clarity. So that clarity is everybody, if you have, I'm happy to go ahead with actual SAP. But these are the important things which you should know. Yes. So shall we go, and any questions, any basic questions or anything, please clarify now.
No, sir.
So,
Anandji, if you don't mind, can you, is it possible to explain one more time what is the difference between ledger and general ledger? One more time.
I give a simple example for this. That's what I said. So last class also I had given that example. I give you the same way of example. So you spend your salary, you spend in at your home. What and all you spend like to do? So you use it for the purpose of buying like provisions, and you may pay rent, or you may go for vacation, you may invest something, you may to pay the school fees or something. Okay, you do that right with your salary.
Yes, yes.
So you do this every month. So one point of time, you want to you think that okay, I want to know how much actually we are spending on provisions. I feel it's getting more or something. It's somewhere else it's not. It's becoming more or something. What you do then to get that track? You start writing. What is the provisions you are spending? You may have idea. Okay, you are spending 12,000, 15,000 like that. But when you want to know about it, what you do? You just start writing in a book. Writing. Okay. So provisions, what and all your own, what date you are spending. Okay. So your salary, if you get a salary of 50,000 rupees, okay, just as it. Provisions, you okay at the month end you'll come to know provisions I spent 11,500. Okay. Electricity I paid city paid 1,500. Okay. So some miscellaneous expenses 2,000. Food like outside food expenses or else rent I paid by the 10,000 like this. You keep writing every month. Okay, you'll come to know I'm spending and balance or investment, whatever you plan. So after some months, after few months, you think of okay, let me prepare total expenses, some provision which I spent, electricity, total how much I spent. What you do every month, totals you take it and you put it okay provisions. So January, February, and March. Okay, like this you keep for whole year, maybe for few months you may mint, and you get the totals of that. Okay, let me take so 12,000, 11,500, so 11,200 like this. The totals you give it for total year. Okay, let's assume that you got this much like that. Okay, so here the total what you get. Why did you prepare this, Ravi?
Sorry, Anandji.
So why did you prepare this?
Yeah, to know the expense of the particular product, item, particular product.
Particular expense for type of expenses you prepared. Like
Right.
that, you may prepare for electricity.
True.
Like that, electricity you may prepare for miscellaneous expense, so that you can get an idea. Okay, where you are getting, where you can reduce your expenses. Like
Expenses.
right.
Yes.
So your wife will come and ask, sir, hey, Ravi, please give me. the total you spent, total expenses which you have done in this year, and total salary you got, and other revenues you got. You give me in details to me. Okay.
Okay.
So then what you do, you prepare on big statement. Okay, like okay. So provisions like this 34,000,
Okay.
this electricity, like this electricity. You prepare, and the salary you prepare, and you give this report to your wife. So she'll come to know, okay, total expenses which you have done, and total revenues you got, and what is the remaining, what is the investment, or like that you get the details of, right? So why your wife is required, so that she can get a clarity. She is not interested here. She is interested what is your total for the year, just year or 1 year, 2 year, whatever the period. So here you could prepare this statement to your wife because of you maintained this. Am I right?
Yes.
You could prepare small statements because of you have this tracking. If you don't have this track, you cannot prepare this. If you
Correct.
don't have this, you cannot prepare this. You cannot say. You
Correct.
can say just on guesswork. I thought this, maybe this much. Like so, like this. Here we can call this as a statement to prepare whatever is your total level or else a position, and this we can call it as a ledgers. It maintains particular activities tracking ledgers, right?
Okay. Okay.
This is ledgers. If you do the same thing to prepare P&L account, same activity, maybe in the company, same activity in the maybe like provisions, maybe I can say if I transfer this into the this one, the name is changed here. So in companies, so we may call it as in salary, we may call it as in stationery, anything like the type of expenses. Even you could say that okay, so total salary I got 20 lakhs, and remaining in my bank account I have 2 lakhs, so total expenses 8 lakhs. Only to get the details you prepared. Like that companies also I said, na, they can do the accounting just like this to get the details they want. So when you are doing these things to prepare P&L account statements, these ledgers will become general ledgers. The name of the ledgers will become general ledgers when you use it officially to the businesses. From the point of view of accounting concept, we call that ledgers as general ledgers, which we use it to P&L account and balance sheet preparation.
Okay. Anand, this requirement will be there in many of the companies like this accounting.
See, every company follows the same GL. It's all over the world. We call
Okay.
that as a general ledger. That's it. See,
Okay.
what's the problem? Why I'm telling this general ledger concept. So many people do not understand the difference between GL and ledgers.
Oh,
They are called like we talk in the same way when we are talking to the clients or something like ledgers, general ledger. We don't know the difference, but we should know the difference. What is
okay.
actually ledgers? What is the meaning? If they call it as a GL, GL is different. GL is used only to prepare a balance sheet and P&L account statement. We call that ledgers as general ledger. And these other things, other than that, whatever we prepare, maybe for personal use, maybe for other things in business, we call that as a ledger, material ledger. So you have material, we have material ledger in your set. You have materials. You want to know how much materials you bought it, and how much is sent for production, how much is left, and how much is scrapped out, how much is lost, and how much you are adding again. The tracking you want, you prepare this materials ledger. That is material ledger. It's not a general ledger because we don't prepare any P&L account with that material ledger. If you prepare a P&L account and balance sheet, then it will become a general ledger, tracking of the expenses. General ledger. Got it? Are you clear, Ravi?
Okay. Yes, I'm clear.
Confident? Confident?
Yes, confident. Sure.
Yes. We talk about all these things in real time. When you become a consultant,
Okay.
in
Um,
general, they keep talking. The problem is you'll get fear inside. You are not understanding. They talk in the same way, like general ledger, ledger, that ledger, sub ledger, like that, this and all. So if you don't know the clarity in your mind, you get fear. Okay, what is going on? You said
correct.
you just okay, blah 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 blah. If you, when you go to the doctor and doctor, when you are explaining your problem, if doctor cannot understand your problem, then obviously how you believe the doctor? Obviously, you just run away. The same thing happens in consulting. People simply leave you.
Okay.
Yeah. So others also, I hope you're everybody clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's it for the basics side, which I wanted to tell you. But we have some more basics. And one thing, so this FI model is, I believe in college days, you all are familiar with this golden rules of accounts, right? What we call it is nominal account, real account, and this one. So I just tell you, I don't want to go deeper. That is the base for to build this FI model. That is the base that we discuss in future class whenever we get the scenario. But so how ERP works, the design, I said, right? This. So these things in ERP is going to be automatic in SAP specifically, including 90% journal entry. But if I take out journal entry, these things are going to be automatic. This blue color. How? I'm going to show you a demonstration here in an Excel, which we prepared for the students' purpose long back. See, I have a P&L account here, and I have the balance. Now you have the clarity about what is P&L account, what is balance. And the data, like always remember, the P&L account differences will always update to balance sheet automatically. Okay, that is if you do it in the books also, it's going to work like that. But how it works, let us do not discuss that. That I'm going to give you clarity at the time of year-end activities, maybe after 1 month. But now you should understand. So always the P&L account differences will always flow to. So you can see this is a highlighted 523378, the number which you can see here. 5233 yellow color one. The same you can see here. 5233. Suppose if I add 1 rupee extra, 1 rupee, that means this profit will reduce. It will become 77. Have you noticed it? If I add 1 rupee extra for this one, expenses, so profit automatically reduced. Have you noticed?
Yes, sir.
See here, that same profit has been automatically adjusted. How it's get adjusted, we'll understand the year end. Now, let us don't go. Just adjust it. So if I just had 2 rupees revenue here, obviously here you can see directly 9 rupees, 2 rupees, it will become 79. That is what ERP works. So we already know that how P&L account prepares because of the P&L account and balance sheet prepares because of the this GL account. GL accounts are used using journal entries. Journal entries is the base for GL account. GL account is the base for P&L account and balance sheets. So now we have seen this P&L account here. Okay. We have seen this P&L account and balance sheet. How this has come? So there is already journal entries. It's P&L GLs are there. Operational GLs, balance sheet GLs, lot of GLs are. Okay. So which I prepared. How these GLs are going to be filled up? By the journal entries. Just we prepared this journal entries just exactly how ERP works. So suppose you see here, and we have the profit here. Suppose you see here, we have the profit of like how much we have So 78 we have now, right? Okay, I'll just mark this value here for your reference. This is the profit. Now, what I do, I'll just change the journal entry. So these journal entries are connected to GLs automatically here. These GLs are connected to automatically the P&L account balance sheet. So now you see here, I just change this to 14,999 there. I'll make it 15,000. Just one part I'll change it. Automatically everything will get changed. Here, here, it's changed. So how this impact has gone? It's changed in actually GLs. That GLs, I'll show that GL as. Let me switch here. Communication for you. The GL account is 41001001. Operation here. Operation GLs. Forward 40011010. 400. Here. See this 15,000 is there, right? It was 14,999 here. I change only journal entry. You see here, that will get changed here automatically. The profit is actually the same, what I mentioned. The same. There is no change. I have noted. Now I change here the journal entry to 15. So that means I'm increasing 1 rupee expenses. I change here, automatically it's changed here. And in operation GL also it is changed to 15. It will be automatically transferred to P&L account because it's increased and 1 rupee per extra this one. That is reduced 1 rupee profit and it is reduced 1 rupee profit. Automatically everything adjusted. Balance sheet, if it is mismatching, it will become red here. You can see. If it's 1 rupee also, it's 78, 77 is the balance sheet total. If it is mismatching, it will become red. That means it always should match assets and liabilities. This is how the ERPs works. Every ERP in the world, not only SAP. Everybody got this? The clarity? I'll share this file. You can check it out for practice purpose. Everybody clear? Harshita, Ravi, Santosh?
Yes.
This is how every ERP where you are working works. You may be just a part of like doing journal entry or maybe preparing, generating a statement. But ERP, so somewhere else someone passed the journal entry, it automatically connects here. It was manually doing by people in 1990s. Now it's automated. So it will automatically update here. Anytime, real-time data means what? This is what the real-time data. We can get the real-time what's my profit at any point, just like this. In SAP or any ERP. Got it now?
Yes, got it.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
That's it. That's it for basic accounting. And we move now for actual SAP. So we take a small break before that and we'll continue. Just 5 minutes break we'll take and we'll continue. Okay. So before starting actual SAP.
Sure.
It's 9, it's 11:16. But be clear, everything is clear to you before we start that. So we'll connect at 9:20, 11:22. 9:22 I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, hello. Okay, so now we're actually moving to SAP from now onwards. So the first thing is what we should understand how we are going to learn this. That's the important thing when you're learning SAP. Everybody is there, right? Deepa, Arshita, Santosh? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So how do you learn this? So when you're learning SAP, as I mentioned, SAP is just a tool which makes a business to track their processes. Just we had a discussion. So what was happening in 1990s? So 1990s, the businesses was tracking in books. That's what we had a discussion before 1990. So the other journal entry manual, everything is was manually doing. Now the same thing is going in ERPs. That's it. That means we are going to understand how we can do these processes in business. That's it. That means we may see the different processes. So for example, we have the general ledger accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, assets, banking, taxation. So everything we have to do. That means how we can do this in SAP, that is what we are learning. So there are two kinds of people will be there. So that means a business, remember a business required to do this activity, remember. That means they want to do their activity side like this. For the business financial processes, they want to track to prepare the P&L account, balance sheet, trial balance, whatever the things which they want. They want to get it from SAP. The problem is when it comes to SAP is not so easy. That's not a simple. It's not a simple software. So just like a mobile, we cannot start using it. They should understand how to use it. They should understand how to use it. So remember, SAP it started in 1972. So from there, they have total 52 years of journey. In these 52 years, they built this software for all types of businesses. Almost it can be used. SAP can be used by all type of business. I'm not telling everything. I'm telling almost a general business. How? So this software is can be used by the companies like industries like retail businesses can use this, service businesses can use this, manufacturing business can use this. So that is not that means SAP is not made with a concept of okay, this ERP is for this version is for retail, this version is service, this version no. They have everything is one own system. They have everything, every tool, whichever the business. Example, retail business do the trading, they buy and sell. Services, they do the service. This one business. Manufacturing, they do the production. So this production activity will not be there in retail, right? Retail do not do the production, and manufacturing do not do the retail. So like this, the connectivity is like that. SAP is not made with a concept. Okay, did not prepare in software ERP softwares particularly for the businesses. So they have one single ERP which is used by all the businesses, and also they have one single ERP. It is used by all the countries. Any country. So that's the reason we call this as a global ERP. Remember, we call this as global ERP. So this ERP is used more than 180 plus countries around the world. Lakhs of companies are using this. Lakhs of companies are using this around the world. So these companies, when they want to use, so they are not not a single company. I can say they are not okay. They cannot say that I use all the tools. How? I tell you. So SAP built with modules actually. They built with modules. That means they have the different modules. Modules we can say this applications, programs like this. These applications, programs, whichever you have in SAP. When you look into SAP, we find modules. So these modules are designed to handle the different business processes. Like, so it's the modules are based on business processes. Then, example, always take this like accounting process, reporting, so inventory activities, sales, HR, like this, the different for business activities we say, right? Processes. So SAP modules are designed to handle these processes. See modules to handle finance accounting, we have module name code in SAP financial accounting. To handle reporting, specifically internal financial reports can be handled using a module for controlling. Inventory activities can be handled using material management. Sales and distribution for sales. Human capital management. Like this, SAP built modules to handle different business processes. Of the different industries. So it consists more than 50 plus modules. Yeah. These 50 plus modules are designed to handle different business activities. Because using the single one ERP, almost all the business activities can be handled using just a single. Like, so suppose just as a manufacturing company which is using SAP, it consists generally manufacturing company to the production activity. A production activity can be handled using a module called production planning module. The module which is designed, this production planning module, which is designed to handle production activity. One second. Important. So here production, so just like this production planning is useful for the business for manufacturing. The same model is not useful to the retail business because retail do not have the production activity. They don't use this model, but manufacturing companies use this. That means the companies uses SAP, whichever the companies uses SAP, based on the what activities they have, that respective models will be activated and they use that models. And they do not use the models whichever they don't have that activity. Just let me take one example. So you have mobile, you buy mobile phone, right? Everybody buy mobile phone, maybe iPhone or Android. So when you buy mobile phones, you have that's inbuilt with apps. That apps, whatever is inbuilt, it's not compulsory that you should use all the apps because it's inbuilt. You use the apps which are is useful to you, and you ignore the apps which are is not useful. Similarly, the companies which uses SAP, based on what activities they have, they activate that respective module and they ignore the module whichever they don't have that activity. So it's important. So in these modules, we are learning in deeper these two modules that we call together FIC. We call together FICO module. How? The first two letters of financial accounting FI and first two letters of controlling module CO we call FICO. So these two modules are used to handle accounting and reporting process, internal finance and reporting process. So this financial accounting module, which is used to handle like general ledger process, accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, assets, banking, like these activities relating to accounting, we can use it. And the internal controlling module is mainly made for the purpose of MIS, Management Information System or Management Report. So this is what Mr. Ravi, when you saw the demo, that's what I'm telling again. I think you have seen this demo video again already when you met me first time. But I'm repeating this. So you are going to get the skills to means we are now this is the process, and so this is the module which we are going to learn it in deeper to get into this finance field. Get into this finance field with SAP to build your career. So when you are planning to build your career in SAP, you must have this in finance domain. You must have this finance skills on your resume. So then you can expect the career. I hope everybody is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what I do, I'll take you to the SAP screen and Santosh, you're working already SAP, right? With SAP?
Yeah, it's for year working in SAP end user in all AP R2 and O2C mode 3.
What I do, just I'll take in just a small thing, a small journey to SAP. 1 minute, we'll go there and we'll see. See, I'm setting up your mind what you are going to learn today. That means I'm what we are going to learn in future. I'm setting up that goal here. This is the topic which I'm trying to cover now. That means in SAP, what you're going to learn, what's your actual. Balraj, can you make me host? Balu.
The screen, what you're seeing, we call it as SAP home screen. Here, we call this as SAP home screen, also called as an SAP Easy Access. And here we have different operations like accounting, human resources, logistics, different operations here. Under each operations, you find different modules relating to that operations. Like say, for example, we have personal management under human resources, time management, payroll, like that. So all this we call modules. Just say similarly, under logistics, you find different business operations modules. Say, for example, we have material management to handle inventory activities, sales and distribution for sales, logistics for logistics handling, transport management, production process, production like this. So all these are used by businesses depending on the requirement. We call these all modules. And the two models which we are talking, that is financial accounting and controlling, falls under this accounting. This financial accounting and controlling model falls under then this financial accounting, as mentioned here, it will help the business to handle accounting process, and controlling model is reporting. We call these two models together FICO. And the version which you are seeing, the ERP version, it says for HANA. I discussed the technical things actually at the end. That's not required to understand SAP. That's only for interview purpose. So don't worry about right now. Just understand what is actually SAP. So now, yes, in finance domain, when you go here to understand, so when you're trying to understand SAP and when you're trying to get the job in that SAP, so if you're talking about this career path, you find two types of job here. Two types of job in finance. One is SAP end user. That's what Mr. Santosh is already doing. End user job. In simple words, end user job means it's F&A, finance and accounts executive or accounts executive or accountant job. These jobs are offered by SAP user companies. User companies means the companies which uses SAP, we call them as SAP user companies. Like in best example, it's Reliance uses SAP, Vodafone uses SAP, MRF. We have many companies which I'm highlighting, whichever the companies everybody knows. Like this, lakhs of companies using SAP. Like this, you know, this Ather bike. Ather. That's also like Ather electric bike. That's also uses SAP. Like this, lakhs of companies are using SAP. These companies look for the candidate of this FICO skills to offer the job in finance domain with this, in this finance domain, to offer you the job in finance processes, maybe R2 or P2P, whatever we call, or else billing, accounts receivables, payables, BRS, like this. So the job type we call, if you get a job here, we call this job type as SAP end user job. That is finance work only, for like accounting, accounts executive, accountant job in SAP. The type 2 job is we call SAP consultant. So the consultants generally work in, or else generally they get the hired by IT firms, software companies. Like you can take IBM, Infosys, Cognizant, or you take Wipro, like this. So what's the work of a consultant? The main work of consultant is to support SAP end users. What we do support to the end users. Just assume that you got a, like if you're an user or else some user is working and they got struck or they got some issues with SAP and they want to know something about SAP operations, how to do that and other things at all. They can connect to the consultant and they get the support. Okay, they give the consultant has to provide the solutions. Let me give a simple example for this. This is the best example which I always used to give to all the batches. to make you understand better about consultant job. Because when I talk about users, right, it's easy to understand. Easy to understand, like, okay, so what's the process we are going to do? We know from the college days, we are very familiar with this, and we can easily understand that. What's the process? But what's the consultant job? What do they support? How do they require it? What's the requirement of that? Let me give this example. Suppose if you get a health issue, right? What you do generally? You go to doctor. You go to doctor. Like if you get a headache or eye fever, what you do? You go to doctor, and then you go to medical shop and buy the medicine. Here, medical shop is a person who sells the medicine. It's a seller. Is a seller of medicine. And you are the person, you are the buyer of medicine. So if you, being a buyer, if you directly go to a medical shop and you know that medicines are available, you can go there. But if you directly go there, you do not know what medicine to be taken. That's the reason you go to doctor, after that you go to medical shop. That means you have to go through to the doctor. Without doctor, you cannot get the medicines what you want to take for your health issue. It's mandatory that you should have the doctor consult to get the medicine from medical shop for your health issue. You cannot skip the doctor here. Similarly, when any companies like this, the companies which they want to use SAP or they're using SAP, if any company wants to use SAP ERP, they do not directly go to SAP company, they go to SAP consulting companies. SAP consulting companies like this. Software companies. Through them, they get connected to the SAP company. SAP is a company from Germany. SAP is a company from Germany which develops ERP softwares. Like SAP S4HANA, whatever I'm showing, they develop that software. So actually, they are the seller of ERP, and the Reliance, like this Vodafone companies, are the user of ERP. Just like in this example I said, right? The being a buyer, you can directly go to doctor, medical shop, but you don't know what medicine to be taken. Similarly, if Reliance go and buy this software from SAP, they can buy it, but they do not know how to use it. To understand, to work, to use that SAP, they have to go through these consulting companies, because the consulting companies where the consultant work in the backend, they support the user companies how to use the software, because SAP is not a small software. As I mentioned here, it's built with a global concept. It's used by all the countries. It's used by almost all the business entities. It has a lot of models, and it required consultant in the backend to use that software according to the requirement. Without just, you cannot skip the doctor, right? Just like that, because companies which they want to use SAP, they cannot skip the consultant. They should have a consultant to use that software. I give this some more clarity on this. See, the main difference between what an user, like executive or accountant do, and consultant do in SAP. So if you are working as a user, you work in front end of SAP. And if you're working as a consultant, you work in back end of SAP. That's the main difference. How do they work? What is this back end and front end? Let me show you. I take it to the SAP screen and I show you that. We have two screens now, the same screen. And I already said this SAP is access and front end. I'm going to open up a backend screen with the transaction code. SPRO. We'll discuss what is this transaction code decode in future classes. Right now, I'll just use this to enter into a backend screen. We have two screens now here. One is SAP Easy Access, another one is Display IMG. This Easy Access we call front end of SAP, and this Display IMG we call back end of SAP. If you work as a user in the user companies, just like this companies, if you get a job in finance domain of this user companies, like an accounts executive, accounts finance executive, or accountant, you work in the front end. End users work here. If you start working as a consultant in software companies, then you work here. Consultant working. So how do they work? That's most important question. How do they work together? So we have seen many modules here, right? In the front end, like I said about like under logistics, we have different modules like inventory management, material management, sales, production like this. Under HR, we have modules. Under accounting, we have modules. So the models, whatever you see here in the front end, the same models also here in the back end. Whatever the models you see. So for example, you have financial accounting, you have the same financial accounting is here. And you have FSCM, financial supply chain management, you have the same supply chain management. You have controlling model, you have the same controlling model. You have enterprise controlling, you have the same enterprise controlling. Like this, every model, whatever you see, that's also same model is in the backend. If a company decides to use any module, example, if they want to use this financial accounting, the same module must be, the process need to be set up by consultant in the backend. Without consultant setup here, it is useless here. That means if the consultant set up the process, that for respective process like financial process, here it will work here. Or else it's useless to the companies. They must work in the backend. So to set up the processes is the main difference. I hope everyone is clear with this.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So that means when you get these skills, once you finish this course, you have these two options. One is you can become a user and as a consultant. And please do remember, whether you want to be a user like F&A executive, manager, finance manager, accounts manager, you require finance and account skills to understand this SIP. And to be a consultant also, you require only the finance and accounting skills. You don't require any development or coding skills to work in a, like software companies as a consultant. You require only finance skills to understand consultant job. Like you don't require any, no technical skills are required. My example you take, I work in software company as a consultant. Take on MBA. I have no idea about technical. It's not required as well. So remember that. That means you are going to get these skills. You can become a user or you can become a consultant. That's ultimate goal of this course. But our ultimate goal is to make you a consultant, all of you. Because consulting has really very good growth comparatively the user. User has not much growth. Because if the user has a growth, Santosh might not be here. Because he's already working as a user in SAP. He knows, but he has always has the limitations. But consultant has really good exposure. If you work as 2-3 years as a consultant, once you start your career here, you can go and check in Google also. You have the opportunities around the corners of the world. Almost all the countries, you find the job opportunities. You can check out Google. So we are learning in this journey, of course, mainly consulting. We learn both, actually end user and other things. We learn both, but our main concern is to make you a consultant. So that's what the basic what we have to understand. A company called from Germany which develops CRP, that is modules it builds. So that has different modules here. So the modules are designed based on the processes. So according to the requirement companies uses, it can be used by all the countries and all the industries almost. According to the requirement, they use that. What is the process they have? And in this, the FICO module is which is helpful for the basic accounting processes and reporting. So if you get this FICO skills, you become a user and you can become a consultant. So what is this user? User means like accountant, finance executive job in the user companies. And the consultants are work generally in software companies. Their main work is to support end users from the back end. How it should work for the users according to the requirement, we do that. So the skills which you are going to develop, mainly concentrating on this because it gives a really good growth. The consultant. That's what we are learning in this journey. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any questions?
No, sir.
So now we set up the mind, what we are going to learn. First, we understand what is actually accounting and why finance, because finance is a base for this FICO module, because we are working on this. So don't think that, okay, we are learning something technical here or something, some magical things and all. No, we are understanding the processes, how to do the processes in SAP from the back end. That's the skills which are in demand around the corners, so that when you get that skills, you can get a job over there as a consultant. That's it. That's a simple deal. First, we understood finance. Then we understood how finance works in SAP. There are two people work. So we are learning from the backend finance job because that is in demand, because SAP works most of the things from the backend. So this journey is going to be, as we mentioned already, the timing and other things and all. I show you the curriculum. Before that, so we are learning this. And finally, one word for this. If you work as a consultant in a company, in SAP, then you are just like a doctor in a hospital. So if you work as an user, it is just in the same hospital, which is like a nurse in the same hospital. You can differentiate how these job types of finance, both uses finance skills, both work in SAP, but the job type makes you the difference that you can compare with doctor and nurse. So we are learning this for next around 2 months, and the curriculum which we designed, I'm going to show you now. That's the- So this is the curriculum which we designed. It works exactly, the classes will go in the same way. We are trying our best to make the same topics on the same, like whatever the timing is fixed within that specified time. Say for example, today We have done the introduction. That's what which I have done till now, right? This is the introduction, the basic idea. We have said. Like before that, what we have done, it's accounting. It is not actually included. But today, what we have done, this introduction, the concept of SAP and other things, this is the first class, which is mentioned here. So we are trying our best to go in the same path, like every day. Say, for example, tomorrow, we are going to complete this organization structure as well as the general ledger within 2 hours. So the things will go, the total 64 hours it is required. So buffer time we have added, like maybe some questionnaires and other things, 5 hours we added, actually 59 hours. But your journey, actually, once it is completed here, actually we reach here, this point, your journey of hunting for job and preparing for your job is going to happen. Other things is keep going parallelly because making you preparing for interviews and like getting the ideas how to apply for job and how to all this are going to be coordinated with Balraj is going to coordinate with you all. But so do remember this first 4 classes are right. This is very, 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 very much important for your entire journey of SAP, what we are going to learn. So if you do not understand these 3 specifically, you don't understand other topics. That means it's a general process only. You should know how to do that, how we are doing that. Your practice and other things, everything is going to be followed up by Balraj, how you are going to understand how you are practicing. Everything is going to, he's going to install SAP today to you. And already 2 of them already have that. So everybody has to be prepared. We are going to learn the process by process. So for example, first we are understand how to do the journal. Like I said, that basic should be always there. We are trying to understand how to do the journal, the accounting process, finance process in SAP. That's what is a simple thing which we are doing. We know the finance and we are learning how to do it in SAP. And in that, SAP works most of the things 90%, as I mentioned in the last class, automatic. So that automation is done by backend screen people, that is by consultant. We are learning the skills. That's it. You got the clarity? I'll tell you again. I repeat. The skills which you are developing is a consulting skills because SAP works from the backend. The consultant work in the backend. The finance process they are going to set up. We know the finance process. We are just learning how to do that finance process setup in the backend. That's it. Not a big deal. We are going to conduct the classes according to this. We fix maybe tomorrow 1.5 or 2.5. But we'll complete. Once it's completed this one, we'll try to complete this one. So like that. So every process is important. Every topic is important. How you have to practice, how you have to show up on you. Without practice, if you come to class, really it's not useful. 1 or 2 excuses can be given, but not more than that. But initially, no excuses. You must be prepared till here, 100% before coming to the next class. Maybe for some reasons we can give the excuses, but if you're not practiced, really we are going to terminate you. You don't need to go out. You can take back your money and go, not a problem. But you must practice. You must practice. You must prepared before coming to the next class with by submitting the assignments and showing up the things what you have done, where you are not getting, what you are not getting, answering the questions. You should be very active in classes, participating. So only those who practice, they will ask the questions. Very simple. Because they definitely get the doubts. If you think that, okay, you can learn the SAP in 50 hours, it's a foolish thing. You are learning how to learn SAP in 50 hours. Okay. So that when you go to the job, you start actually learning. But to go to the job, you require all this learning. Be prepared for your mind and be committed. You have to submit your practice and other assignments and all on specified time without fail. That reports are going to be comes to me. Balaj will give it to me. And those who are not neglecting, we neglect them. Very simple. If you neglect our instruction, we neglect you. Your ignorance make us to ignore you. Please don't do that. I have taken your commitment before you joining. The timing commitment. You must be ready for it. So we are learning one by one. First, general ledger process. And next accounts, how we can do the accounts payable, how we can do the accounts payable, then how we can handle the fixed assets in SAP and banking, like cash we can handle, how we can handle SAP, how we can do the VRS, how we can do the taxation, TDS. Like there are some other programs like APP and all. We are learning how we can, what's parallel, it's a parallel currency financial reports, how we can see that what's the CO modules, what is important over there, and then the integration of like P2P pay cycle, production cycle, and also with SAP, costing, how we can do that, actual costing, and then go for sales and distribution. Like many topics are important, but your journey of hunting a job will start here. Remember, this is the point. Before that, you should be. Then the mock interviews, your preparation for mock interview, everything will start there. Asking you the questions, taking separately, and making you prepare for interviews and certification, and everything will get ready from that point. Be ready for it. Okay. Quick. And the timings is going to be followed. We try our best to follow the same time every class. Say, for example, like as I said, accounts payable 2 hours, this one. If it's finishes early, it's a good thing. If it's not finishes, you have to at least extend and finish. Maybe if the question is comes like that. Not a problem. Hmm? Got it, everybody? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So just a minute, please. Don't wait. Just a minute. I'll connect from my. This is not working good here.
Yes, tell me. Any questions? Sorry? Sorry, any questions? Hello?
No, sir.
No, no, sir.
No, sir.
So be clear and be clear and be. You are working for yourself. Don't try to prove yourself you're working. That's not required also. That means many students, in our experience, I'm telling, they ask the questions because they want to, they are like, they're trying to prove themselves. Okay, I'm actually working. I'm interested or something. It's not required actually. Don't prove yourself. You work for yourself. You do your R&D. You ask the questions like, I should go run away. Your mind should be like that. I should, okay, this person will ask a lot of like that. I should get that this one. If you're not interested, then we lose our interest. We don't go deeper. We don't like to go deeper and prepare you. Ultimately, this course is doing for you are doing this course for yourself. You should be serious with each and every aspect, instructions and other things for next 2 months. Okay, we are going to learn from the first topic how we can do that. For the topics, I'm going to tell you. Sorry. We're going to learn this from the topic. So from the tomorrow, from the like this organization structure and ledger, like how we can do the process one by one, one by one. I tell you that like the way we are going to understand from tomorrow. So make sure that it's your responsibility. Make sure that you get an SAP connection today itself from Balraj. Please do follow and make sure things happen. If you are not yet updated, if you update it, it's okay, not a good thing. And text is this one. And from tomorrow, we'll start our journey. Okay. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all the best for your future, everyone. Okay. All the best, and let your dream and our dream will come true. Thank you very much, and we meet tomorrow same time, and we'll finish off things. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Tomorrow we have weekend. Tomorrow we have to meet.
Yes, sir.
In advance, you are telling you are not attending. Deepa?
Oh, sir, I will attend.
Okay, nice. Thank you
If
very much.
morning only, no, sir, classes tomorrow.
Same time, 10:30.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Last week I had been out. That's the reason I went to native. That's the reason I just changed the time. That's it. But that was, I didn't take back. No issues. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time. Bye bye.
Okay, sir, bye.